Hey, this your boy Daniel Lyonsden Evans, and you are inside the den. And we are super excited because this is episode one. This is much anticipated, what we've been talking about all week, the last couple of weeks, and I don't even know how long we've been promoting it. But today it's finally come. It has been a slight delay, but we still going to be pushing forward. And so, with that being said, I have two very special guests with me today. To my left is our first co-host slash our first guest, TJ. He is Tommy Hicks, is my assistant here at the Lions Pride. Also on the other side of the camera, you have one of my real good friends, Ontario Eason. He is actually the owner of Tech Connect here in Smithfield, and we're gonna be vibing today. We've been kind of sitting here chatting. We've already been live on Instagram already and YouTube, and we just kind of coming on board right now with Facebook and Twig, and just kind of vibing. So the topic of the day, what we was talking about earlier, was just kind of like just dealing with the time changing technology and talking about some other little things, but that wasn't our main purpose. So our main purpose today is talking about the younger generation and entitlement, and just how the young generation seems to not be on the same page as us. If you're a little older or whatever. So we're gonna be talking about that, and that's kind of the topic that TJ decided that he wanted to roll with for episode one. So we're gonna kick it off, man, with just going and saying that give me some insight on your opinion as it relates to the younger generation and the entitlement.
Got you, man. Got you. And I'm gonna try my best to stick to statistics and facts. I am going to give my opinion, but I do feel like hearing a statistic and a fact is more vital than hearing an actual opinion. You can have an opinion, you can feel whatever way you want to feel. However, if that actual fact is negating how you feel, you can't have any. You can still feel that way, but it wouldn't matter. It honestly wouldn't matter, because that a fact is a fact is a fact. As I've been going on, I've been seeing a lot, including myself. I've realized that a lot of grandparents and great grandparents, they had a lifestyle completely different to ours. And I'm not talking about just with Jim Crow laws or segregation or anything like that. I'm talking about in terms of achieving what they wanted to do, which was build a life with a significant other and becoming a grown individual at the age of 18. Unfortunately, for a lot of generations after our great grandparents and our grandparents, I've seen a lot of people who really don't reach adulthood in a mental mindset until they reach age 30, 35. And I say that by we have a lot of mid to late 20-year-olds living with parents, not having any kind of set goal for achievement, for them to better their own lives. Instead, it's just, I'm going to get what I want. I deserve it because I'm here, but you haven't put in any work to deserve what you're asking for. We all feel, well, I've seen that a lot of people, millennials specifically, we feel entitled because of, I guess, growing up in the 90s, but that doesn't give us any real, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't give us any real entitlement unless you actually put in the work or put in any amount of time and effort into whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. What I want with this conversation is to have a solution. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just prancing around the problem, actually, dissect the problem and try to help come up with a better solution to make sure that the people that are watching this get these gems and actually do what we're recommending, or do what the conversation is offering, so that they can achieve what they would like.
Absolutely. I agree with you on everything you just said. And here's my thing. The problem is not, if you 35 at home with your mom,
that's not the problem.
That's not really a problem.
That's not the problem.
You don't know if the mom need extra help or if she's sick or things like that. Right. The problem is when you're 35 at home with mama and you have no game plan.
Exactly.
You can't be, in my opinion, 30, 35 years old at home with mama, but you buying the latest shoes. You got 36-inch rims on your car. You don't have a bank account. You got a chime account.
Right.
You're laying up on somebody, you know what I'm saying, every other night.
Right.
Mama has to make you clean your room. You know what I mean? You got your name on your milk in the refrigerator, you know what I'm saying?
Childhood.
That kind of stuff there, I think, is not acceptable.
Absolutely.
But here, and you know, if you have a different opinion, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But as he was talking, I was literally going back in my mind and trying to figure out, how did we get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
How did we get to the point where the millennials feel comfortable being 30 plus at home with mama without a plan?
Right.
And the only thing I can come up with is, over the course of time, the system has tried to discredit having a father in the home.
Mm-hmm.
The system has tried to break down the dynamic of a actual family as it pertains to two parents in the household.
Absolutely.
Mothers have had to raise their sons and their kids on their own because the father was either locked up,
right,
or absent.
Yeah, that is true.
And some of the ones that, you know, bounce between jail and the streets end up being dead.
Yeah.
So the kids have to get used to growing up without an active father. Now, let's break that thing down.
Mm-hmm.
Fathers are disciplinaries.
Mm-hmm.
Mothers are nurturers.
Mm-hmm.
You never stop becoming your mama's baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. You'll be 50 years old and she 80.
Still your mama's baby. The fathers are the disciplinaries.
Mm-hmm.
The fathers hold you accountable to your actions at certain ages.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We already know. I could just say to any parent in America, your child turned 18, what that means.
Grown man.
Right?
You a grown man.
Yeah.
This ain't something that we just made up. This is something that's
by
for
law.
Years and years, right?
Right.
So the standard of becoming a man in your father's house is 18.
Yeah.
To your mama, though, I don't care if he's 30, he's still
that's still
mama's
her baby,
right?
That's still her baby.
So over the course of time, I think that because of the absentee father being in the home, the nurturing part of the mother has kicked in and said, don't worry about it. You ain't got to never go get no house, because as long as you got your mama, you good.
I got you, baby.
Right.
Also, because the mother don't have that man to so-called take care of her, her son becomes her man.
Right.
Instead of
the son becomes the one that's gonna have to take care of his mama when she get old.
Right.
The son is the one that has to, take care of everything. And so in dynamics of that, millennial feeling comfortable is the whole point of, well, this is my mama house, and she said I ain't gotta go nowhere.
Right.
So why would I go out and get myself in a bunch of debt when I can
just stay here,
live here for free?
Exactly.
Not saying, like I said, if your mama gets sick,
and
your dad is not around, she'll have a man, and you the only child, she may be depending on her son to come in and move in and take care of. Hey, my hat's off to you. Kudos to you for being able to return the favor after your mom has raised you. Now you got to take over the responsibility. Your mom. That right there, that's applaudable. That's commendable.
Yes.
But for the ones who just, like you said, being comfortable living in your mom's house, if you're a man and you feel comfortable bringing a woman in your bedroom while your mama is in her house,
that's
hey.
I mean, but
we all men here, right?
even as a and that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Like you shouldn't have the gumption or even have that. Oh, it's okay. Mindset after that age, man. Like even as a kid, when you brought females in, even as a kid, you still all right now. Be
Right. You were still respectful of the situation.
Exactly.
You won't do it right to get in.
Exactly.
Trying to find the right way to do wrong.
That's exactly
what it is.
What you think? Oh,
I mean, that's true. I'm listening to you guys talk about it, because it actually carries over as far as like to go a step further, with people's work ethic. A lot of people that still stay with their mom and stuff like that, and it's not one of those circumstances,
right?
As far as like helping, her and stuff like that. They actually, when you offer them a job, oh nah, I can't do that, and
it's too far.
It's too far. You making excuses and stuff like that. It just keeps going on. There's not an end to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an ongoing story, and it gets worse. It just keeps getting worse, And I've seen that stuff firsthand, with friends and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, you gotta want something out of life. Like it's not gonna be handed to you.
Exactly.
That's the thing, man. That entitlement. Who told you that you was entitled to your daddy's riches? Who told you that?
That's true.
When you ain't even work for your daddy's riches. That's what I mean. Like when you didn't even put in the effort. And I love what you just said, because when you said to take it even further, that it made that statement. I'm like, oh wow. So even further as well, these people are grown adults. So even though they don't look at themselves as role models or as examples or as leaders, they still are those things to the children that are around them.
Exactly.
Them children see that exact same behavior and attitude.
Right.
Oh well, Uncle Rob doing it.
Right.
I should be all right. I know I got a plan for the rest of my life.
Exactly. It's cool.
Exactly.
They mimicking what they see. It's called learned behavior.
Yeah.
And they're mimicking it. And the unfortunate thing, I know, again, going back to the workforce of it, we're in 2021. 2025, there's going to be the most millennials. That generation of millennials is the most in the workforce.
Yep.
So it's only going to get worse unless someone starts to try to curb some of this thoughts,
But how do we do that though? Because here's the thing: you got the difference between a millennial, what I'm talking about, being 35 at home with mama, feeling comfortable enough to bring a woman in the house under mama nose and all this kind of stuff, versus the age group that I come up with. 35 years old is old enough to. Here's the thing. If mama is not doing good, 35, I have my own house. I can move mama in with me.
Right.
Versus sending mama to a nursing home. See, the priority is different when you're on the other side of that fence, because I'm not looking to move in with mama. I want to be taking care of a situation good enough where mama can feel comfortable
to be in my house,
coming and stay with me and my family, if that's what it takes, versus going to stay with mama. I would not be. I'm gonna tell you something. I love my mama. You say that first of all.
He's setting the disclaimer.
Right.
I love my mama. Right. Mama got much love for me. You know what I mean? But 2 years ago, when I had to go back to Mississippi, I was working with my brother. Week story time. Here's a story time. Hey, people say I'm a great storyteller. Here go a story for you
right now.
You know what? I'm gonna make it do what it do. So 2 years ago, I made a decision to go to Mississippi for 6 weeks and work with my brother on the Amazon program. You all know that the peak season, Amazon is 6 weeks long.
Yep.
You can go rent you a truck, come out there, be an independent contractor, and make some decent money, right? So I'm running the credit thing here, and so I had to make a decision to take a 6 week hiatus and go down to Mississippi. Didn't really want to have to be paying for a hotel for 6 weeks. So I had to move back in with my mom for 6 weeks.
Right.
Which makes me so thankful that I am who I am now, and God has taken me all the way from where He's taken me to now. I was so uncomfortable in my mom's house.
Right.
Not that because mom was not a good house, you know.
Right.
She's an excellent host.
Right.
I'm just too grown, or I have matured too much to be comfortable.
Right. Exactly.
In my mom's
That's
house.
how people should feel.
The first night I was there, my mom tried to tuck me in. I told Mama, if you don't get off
give my covers back, dude. What she doing,
baby?
Yeah, hey,
that's her baby.
I'm still her baby.
Look.
I'm still her baby, right?
Yeah.
My mama tried to tuck me in, and was waiting up for me at night. Like, I waited for you last night. You didn't come home. I'm like, Mama, who you think you got me to? Look, hey, I'm grown.
Right.
And she was, and it was just so weird. Like when I was, 12, 13 years old,
Right.
different.
Right.
18 years old, I left the house. I'm gone. Come back 20, maybe like after Hurricane Katrina, 25, 26 for a short time.
Right.
But it was just only maybe like a couple of weeks. It wasn't no long period of time. But 6 weeks, man.
Oh, trust me, I know how that feels.
Dude.
Being coming from your own, having to reestablish yourself,
right,
in order to get what you actually. Yes, I understand it, bro. After 6 weeks,
it's just, I just feel like it's a disconnect, because how can you be comfortable living in your mom's house at past 35?
But better yet, the question is, how can you be comfortable depending on, as a man, how can you be comfortable depending on somebody else to provide for your life? That's what I take from it. You are comfortable with another human being that's already lived their life, still continuing to take care of your life when you're in the prime of your adulthood, and you're mentally okay with that.
Right.
That doesn't register, and that's my point of us as a generation, we not mature, man. We are not.
And the only reason I was able to maintain for 6 weeks, I knew that this is just temporarily. I have a plan.
I'm
you have a plan at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
It wasn't like, how long gonna be here for, Daniel? I don't know, Mama. Just whenever. No, it wasn't like that.
I got 6 weeks.
I told her, look here, in 6 weeks, I'm gone. Don't get used to me being here. Don't get used to me. You know what I mean? But we just have a I don't know how did we fix this thing? How do we fix the disconnect between our generation and the millennials? And this man right here is on the verge of 2 generations.
Literally.
How old are you?
I'm 30, but I'm born in 91.
30 years old. He has one leg in the millennial and the other leg in the dog. You know what I mean?
In the Gen X.
So it's like, and I guess he falls under both categories, because, and he is probably, if there was an exception, he would probably be one of that in that category, because of the way he was raised. His mom and dad are phenomenal people.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't met a more solid couple that I know in my life as his parents are. Solid in their marriage, solid in their beliefs, solid in the way they raise their kids.
The interaction between them two.
So when it comes down to him being on the verge of 2 different generations, he probably the exception, because he understands what we are. But he still has to deal with
what
his friends being in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because everyone didn't have what you had, and that's so significant. That's why I feel like it's important to I don't know exactly what can be done, but I feel like it's important that people try to do something. I mean, because it only gets worse. If no one tries to do anything, change doesn't happen.
Exactly.
That's why I always tell people, change doesn't just happen because It just happens. It happens because someone's like, okay, there's a problem. Let's find a solution. And you start to put things in place to try to slowly transition stuff. No, it's not going to change overnight. But if you start doing something, it can potentially change in certain areas, in certain communities and stuff like that. And you start to see a trend. And then it gets on a global level.
Exactly. It's always going to be baby steps. It's always going to be baby steps. No matter what trial or tribulation you're going through, the first thing to actually do it is baby steps. And honestly, one of the first solutions I thought about for my generation, including myself, because I still fall accustomed to it now. Yeah. Stop being lazy.
Absolutely.
Stop being so lazy. Stop. Again, we all think we got time, and I learned this year. The most expensive thing that I have in my life is time.
That's right. Absolutely.
So the fact that I
boy, you ain't said nothing slick to a
Hey, look, man, I've been trying to really develop myself into a person of higher value. Not just a man, but a human being of higher value. I don't want to waste my money no more. I don't want to waste my time, because my time is my actual money. Money, the greenbacks we get is to provide for whatever we got to provide for. But the real money that you have is the time, the years, the months, the interchangeable actions that you have with other people.
Absolutely.
So the first thing is to, and it's easier said than done, because it's a 5-word sentence. Stop being lazy. But that mindset, it, like you said, it plays a part into your work life. It plays a part into your personal life. It plays a part into your relationship as well.
Absolutely.
You too lazy to go send in a resume.
Right.
You might be late. You too lazy to have a conversation that might stop y'all from breaking up.
Exactly.
It plays a part in every aspect of everybody's life. And what I've seen as millennials is they think that, oh, well, I'm only lazy for this. No. If you're lazy for something, you're lazy. You're lazy. A spade is a spade. Right. You're lazy.
But then you have the other side of that. You know, they're only lazy when it comes down to growth, when it comes down to making themselves better, when it comes down to advancing their life and their lifestyle. But if it's got something to do with some bull crap, they are number one in line.
Yes.
I'm all for it.
They number one for World Star.
Man.
Yes.
They number one for getting in line for them Jordans.
Yes.
They number one for getting on the gram.
Right.
Yep.
They number one for getting that.
Someone got to cut the cord.
Yes, sir.
Got to cut the cord. Push him out. Push him out the house. Now I don't welcome him in. Push him out.
Come on, as far as come back to live, or like kick him out the house like the baby bird.
Kick him out.
Yeah, like if you at that age, in theory, your maturity level should be at a certain level where you realize that, okay, I need a job to provide. I need a house to be able to take care of, my well-being and potentially meet someone that have a family. Not I'm doing all this under mama's roof. I'm not taking care of mama.
Right?
She's taking care of us. You create more mouths to feed for her.
Right.
She wants you to come visit.
She don't
not to live.
Not to.
She love you, but from a distance.
Yeah, exactly. They want to spoil the grandkids. They're not trying to keep them forever. So it's very important that people realize that even though your mom, dad, whoever the parent is, loves you, but respectively, you should try to transition and get yourself in a position to make opportunity for yourself and your livelihood and stuff like that.
So at what age do you start, so in order to kick your kid out of 18, you have to build up to 18.
Thank you, bro. That's
because this is the thing.
We're going with it,
It's a double-edged sword. You kick them out of 18 and they ain't ready. Now they out there in the streets causing mishap, and they don't have you up all night because they got arrested, they got on drugs because they wasn't ready. So at what age do you get them ready? Because
now,
and this is what I was about to say. Yeah, exactly. If you kick them out at 18 and they're not able to survive on their own, that means the parent, unfortunately, did not follow through on the end of their job.
Absolutely.
Being a husband, being a wife, being a provider of society, all of that should be taught to you as soon as you're able to comprehend. From like 5, 6 on, You should be
Absolutely.
taught to be a father, a husband, a provider, know what bills are, know how to. School ain't gonna teach you that.
Right. Yeah.
Before you go to school, whose house you in?
Exactly.
Your parents.
Exactly.
So that's where it really starts. It starts at an early age, and people who think they can just jump in and learn it immediately. This is a lifetime of lessons you trying to learn in a year or two.
And that's another thing I believe that these millennials are failing, wanting to be grown in 24 hours.
Right.
Yes, sir.
When being grown is a lifetime lesson.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I got kids. I got kids who think that I just be talking out the side of my neck. I don't know nothing. I done been 18 twice already.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really?
And so these kids think that what they're going through is brand new. Even the music they listen to is not brand new.
It's just a different.
Everything in this world has been remixed to a certain extent. The music been remixed. The setups in the world has been remixed. The hookups have been remixed. And they think that this is something they doing for the first time. Like we ain't got no kind of doggone like experience with what they doing.
Right. You had to get here somehow, right?
Yeah.
You had to get here.
So for them to think that they can get grown in 24 hours, I'm gonna tell you something about life. It will learn you something.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey.
And that's the old folks word learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn you on
I'm gonna learn you something. You're gonna learn today. I'm gonna learn you something. Because the moment you don't like paying for bills now, but because you live with your mama and them, the bills are covered.
Talk your talk.
Exactly.
The mama asks you for some money.
You ain't got it.
You ain't got it.
Talk your talk. Talk your talk.
But when them folks go to ask you for their rent money, you ain't got it. You're gonna have an eviction note on your door.
Yeah, you gotta go.
And they don't care nothing about, oh, I can't pay my bills because I have to get my phone.
You don't care nothing about that.
Oh, my iPad. I lost my iPad, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
You want a house or you want a street?
Right.
You want a house or you want a street? That's what they're gonna put.
In the words, they watch it. You want to go to jail? You want to go home? All
hey,
right.
Hey,
Okay,
Jay.
all right,
Hey,
all right.
Jay.
Okay. Hey, Jay. Hey.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Hey, that's what I'm. That's exactly, man. And with us being lazy, with us not learning the things that we need to learn, what's crazy is that entitlement plays a part into that laziness, man. It just struck a chord with me. The fact that I'm so entitled, the fact that I feel like I deserve whatever I deserve, I ain't got to listen to what you're saying to me right now.
It even go deeper than that, because you talking about, let's say we talking about boys.
Yeah.
They entitled. They think the world owed them something.
Yep.
How about the little girls that think they entitled? They ain't got to do nothing. And it's an old term. I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die.
Right.
Oh, you got to do more than stay black and die.
Yeah, man.
You got to pay some rent before you die.
You got to pay a car note or two.
But what that does to our young, what does that do to our young women? They end up hooking up with men and thinking that being a wife is all about just being a wife. I ain't got to do nothing.
You ain't got to do anything. It's a title.
You supposed to take care of me?
It's a title.
You supposed to take care of me? I ain't supposed to do nothing.
Yeah.
And we supposed to live happily ever after. All for what?
Right. Right.
Oh, my back? We can't do that.
You know what I mean?
Get out here and
Exactly, man. Exactly.
But all of that comes from being a kid thinking that, and I get it.
Everybody's a winner.
Here's the thing. I'm conflicted. Because in one hand, I say, if my daddy is Daniel Lyons and Evans, and my daddy is the bee's knees, then I should be able to have everything my daddy got. I get it.
But if they work for it.
Yes. But the ones who feel that way are the ones, like you say, they ain't willing to go through what the lion's den has went through
Right.
In order to get
it.
Yeah.
So that's one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
The other side is, if you a king,
Mm-hmm.
does your son have to work for the title, for the throne when you pass? Or is it gifted to him because of his bloodline? See, now that's a whole different dynamic, because if I'm the king and I live my life as a king, the heir to the throne, I mean, we want to go get technical. Let's break it down shotgun style. Let's break it down Barney style. Let's break it down cartoon style. Simba left the kingdom because he thought he had done something wrong.
Right.
And he was out there with Timon and Pumbaa, and their whole thing was Hakuna Matata.
No worries. No worries.
But what did he have to do in order to get back to the throne?
Fight his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
But all he simply had to do was what? Return. He didn't have to do nothing but return. But not so after he returned, then he had to.
I see where you're going now.
After he returned, he had to do what? He had to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
So fighting for your title, fighting for your throne, because you walked away from it, not because you was kicked out of the kingdom.
Right.
Just because you decided to take a trip out.
Because you decided to take a hiatus and go out there in the world and want to be out there playing with the pigs and the swine and all that kind of stuff.
Meerkats and swine.
And so when you came to your senses and you realized that I'm out of position, let me go back to my daddy house, because he left me a bunch of things, but I got to fight my uncles to get it.
Yeah.
But the first thing he had to do was return.
Absolutely.
No.
But what was he returning to? Was he returning to a physical place? Or was he returning to his senses?
His senses.
I would
returning to his senses.
Mm-hmm. His senses.
Because you can't fight without sense.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
If he go fight his uncle is older than him.
Absolutely.
His uncle is more intelligent than him.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, his uncle's intelligence is what got him, tricked him to get out there.
Exactly.
Facts. His intelligence is what got him in the situation in the
You know what I
first
mean?
place. Yeah.
And we talking about Lion King, but this is like
this
is real life.
Yeah.
So he could just return to fight without returning to his senses. You got to have some sense about yourself.
That's right.
So to any young man out there who feels entitled to what their parents had left them, understand that you got to have some sense first.
Absolutely.
Because what you think that you entitled to early in life, if you're not ready to receive that type of blessing or receive that type of responsibility, then you're going to damage it. You're going to run it into the ground, and it's going to be a waste of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Understand that even the Bible talks about the prodigal son.
Yes, sir.
Talks about how he went out there and got his riches up front. Give me my gold and treasures right now while I'm still living, instead of waiting and stalling. Let me get my money now. He had the J.G. Wentworth approach. It's my money and I want it now. That's what he did. He had that entitlement, but he had that J.G. Wentworth entitlement.
Yes, sir.
I want mine now.
Yeah.
Went out there into the world and spent all of it.
Yeah.
See, all the friends come around when you got that money in your hand.
Right.
All the treasure trolls and all the little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The little wildebeest, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The little thoughts, and they come around when you got money. Let me come and help you drink this.
Right.
I don't need help drinking this. This is a lead. I got this.
I got this.
I don't need help drinking this.
I got
2 arms. Let me help you smoke. I don't need help smoke. I got 2 lungs. But when all your money is gone, all the friends are gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they will leave you broke, busted, and disgusted when you out there butt naked in the world with not a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Then you come to your sisters and say, let me go on back home to see what I got.
That's true. That's true.
But difference between the prodigal son and Simba, the prodigal son didn't have to fight.
Right.
He just came back.
Mm-hmm.
His daddy met him in the road, ran down the street and grabbed him and put the best stuff on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simba had to come back and fight because he walked away from his and
Right.
But sometimes,
my
dad told me when I was a kid, anything that's worth having is what?
Worth fighting for.
worth fighting for.
You know it.
So whether you get the throne passed to you through bloodline,
Mhm.
or whether you feel like you're entitled to the throne,
Mm-hmm.
even in boxing,
Mhm.
once you get the title, you still got to what?
You got to defend that.
You still got to defend it.
You still got to defend it.
To show that you worthy of that title.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna show you why I got this belt today.
You might come along next week like Riddick Bowe and knock your head across your goddamn
Yes.
shoulder. Then you looking like, what happened?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there has to be accountability on all parts.
Yes, sir.
The parents,
Mm-hmm.
the children,
Mm-hmm.
and then ultimately they have to understand, they have to have the sense
Mm-hmm.
to be able to say, you know, I can handle responsibility. Because I just can't, you know, I know people, you know, some women that name their son or call their son King.
Mm-hmm.
King, yeah. Oh my God.
King.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
This is my king. This is little King. This is King.
Yeah.
But if you don't hold that boy accountable, then what is he living up to?
Right.
Is he gonna live up to the name of a king?
Right.
Or he gonna feel like he entitled because you call him a king, that my mama is doing everything for me because I am the king.
Right.
You ain't a king if you and you hit the nail right on the head. You setting them up for failure when the accountability is not there with that kind of title,
Mm.
or with that kind of praise that you're giving to a child.
Right.
You're saying that you are this just because off GP. You have to do nothing about yourself to keep this. You don't have to do anything to and not even to change, but you don't have to do anything to grow in order to keep this title as a black king in which you are.
Right.
And like you said, at that case, I'm entitled. I'm a king because my mom said so.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What nation said that before? what real person gets the okay, well, just because your mom said so, you
Right.
can, we got it. You're all right.
Right.
It doesn't. It's a false pretense that a lot of people set their children up on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. This world, life, and time don't care about your existence.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Point blank. They will still go on after you bite the dust. They will continue to go on. So you feeling like you're entitled just because, if that's the case, Tom, if you're really entitled, Tom should entitle you to some more so you can live longer.
Yeah.
That's not the case. That's not. They don't care about you. They're gonna keep moving. So you need to suck up what you need to suck up.
Right.
And apply yourself.
Absolutely. I agree.
Man, it's
100%.
you hit it right on the nose, bro. As a culture, we set up our kids for failure. As a culture, speaking generally, we set up our kids for failure with those kind of false expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just one of those things where when you dealing with those type of that generation,
Yeah.
you have to deal with them with wisdom.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to call your kid a king or even relate to him in such a manner,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he starts believing that, but it's another thing to actually make him hold himself accountable.
Yeah.
To being a king, because you don't go through kingsmanship from birth to a king by just waking up every morning.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I was watching. Have y'all seen the new Coming to America?
Yeah. We seen it. Yep.
The part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting because you know, so King Joffrey Jofar, ruler of Zamunda,
Mm-hmm.
he passed in the movie,
Right.
but he passed on his own terms.
Right.
He did.
Right?
Yeah. He celebrated his life and then left.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Hakeem, telling Hakeem that you have a son.
Right.
Go and find your son. He is the true heir to the kingdom of Zamunda.
Right.
Which the girl, his daughter, was in line to take over because he didn't have any male seed, right? So he goes out to America, go back to Queens, where it all started, and finds his son. And so when his son comes back to Africa, he don't just get handed the throne.
Yes,
right?
He gets tortured. He
He has to go through these procedures, and he has to go and, and deal with a lion and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then once he do all that, then he can earn the right to be the prince. So you don't just get the throne by just waking up and saying, "Okay, I can't wait till my daddy died because I want to be king." That's the song that Simba was singing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. All he want to do is just be king.
Yeah.
He ain't said nothing about I want to defend my kingdom.
That's right.
I want to fight off the hyenas. Yep. He ain't said nothing about I want to baby. He just want to be the king.
Yeah.
And I think these kids get it twisted. Just because you become an adult, that you're gonna have everything figured out. You got some confused adults right now walking around confused because they don't have a plan. They just woke up one morning, they was 21 years old, and all of a sudden now they got to have answers and they don't have any.
Right. Absolutely.
35-year-old man still calling, mama, 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 mama.
That's crazy.
I don't get it. What is these bills? You never told me anything about bills.
Right.
And that's because I paid the bill, son. I ain't had to tell you. You ain't never had to worry about this. Now you got to worry about this.
Exactly.
Well, if I don't got it, you got me, right? No, I got my own stuff. I got the bill that you left me with.
Yeah, you better figure it out.
You know what I mean? So they have to learn that you have to go through tests and trials in order to get the crown of life.
Yeah.
You don't just get there by waking up.
No, it's true.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because if that was the case, then
you'd have more. Everybody would be a king and a queen.
Like your apprentice don't go to your program, don't go to your class in a weekend's time and become an overnight success, do they?
Right. No.
Some of them, I probably would imagine 45% of them probably end up like wasting their money, losing their money.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they're looking for purpose within their self. And they're kind of searching, and they're like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try this, and because they don't really have a true direction.
They don't know.
And I always tell them before I start the class, I said, okay, the law of averages teaches us that out of everybody in here, if it's 10 people, only 2 or 3 at the most is really going to do something with this.
Yep. That's real talk.
That's real talk. I'm very real with the students. I'm an open book to them, if they need anything. But that's something I always let them know, because that's, to me, even on that scale, that's still a part of maturity. Like you're letting people know you want to set the right narrative.
You're giving them realistic expectations.
Yes.
You are not telling them, which is unfortunate, because how old are you again?
I'm 35.
Okay, so you started to see the transition with me where everybody's a winner. Yeah. Everybody gets a medal. Everybody gets a gold star. Yeah. No, bruh, no. Only 2 out of 10 of y'all, only 2 gonna get this gold star. Right. And that's not me saying that I'm not gonna teach you it. It's going to be your own fault. But I'm being realistic.
Caleb, grab that phone for me. Yep.
I'm being realistic. So I commend you on that, man. I commend you on that, because a lot of people, when you hear things about specific crafts, specific skills and things like that, they say that anybody can do it, everybody can learn it, everybody can be great. That's not a real thing. That's not, because like we said, if that's the case, everybody is a king.
It comes down. Hold on. It also comes down to we talked about the entitlement, but when these kids want to be rewarded for stupid stuff.
Yes.
Participation award.
Exactly. Everybody.
You want to get rewarded for just participating instead of like getting rewarded for actually doing something.
For the hard work that
you know what I mean. That makes them feel like all I gotta do is show up and I can get an award versus being able to say, let me earn what I'm getting. They don't want to they don't want to learn, they don't want to earn anything. And I think that's another thing. So we have to hold them kids accountable.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy with that statement? Not only do the people who don't work get a star or whatever, but the people who actually put in the time aren't rewarded the way that they should be. So now we got the declining, but then we got the top actually declining as well, because they looking at the bottom, seeing them get rewarded the same way. Oh, well, why did I put in all this work? Why did I put in all of this effort if somebody beside me who doesn't do a thing besides show up, they get rewarded? Why do I have to put in twice as much effort just to get the same reward? Right. That makes no sense. So it starts to break domino effect. It starts to be a domino effect once more.
It's true.
we just have to. We have to do better across the board, because if we're giving these kids false hope, if we're giving them false dreams, if we make you turn it off, you gotta turn it back on. If you making it easy for them to, it's like almost like fool's gold. It's almost like fool's gold. If they think that just because they show up, they're going to be 43-40. They're going to think that all they got to do is show up and they'll win.
Exactly.
Right.
When that's not the case.
Right.
You have to put forth some effort.
Absolutely.
You got to put forth the work.
Yeah.
You got to earn your keep.
Yeah.
And then whenever your daddy passed, you can get the throne because you done earned it, or you done got your 43, or you done got yourself, you done actually earned it.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of just waking up and turning 21 and say, today is my birthday. I am 21 today.
I wonder what the world has for me today.
Yeah,
the world got nothing but
strife. You gotta cut it back on.
That's all the world
touch it turns off. So
that's actually in The Lion King as well. He said when him and Rafiki, the monkey, are going
the birthday. Yeah.
What did he say?
You don't remember that part when they were fighting? They weren't really fighting, but he was smacking them with the stick, and he was like, "Are you gonna earn it?" Like he was asking them questions about earning it and stuff like that. And they were going back and forth.
First thing I'm doing is
take your stick. When he was talking about going back to fight.
So what are you going to do about it? Yup. He
was asking them questions. So.
It's in the past.
Yeah. The
past can hurt. The past can hurt.
That guy was amazing,
man. I'll start doing impersonations, and we'll be on this show. We'll laugh with all rest of the light, boy. I'm a movie. I know movies.
I'm a movie. We all movie buffs in here.
I can call my brother right now and just quote a random line from a movie, and he'll be able to pick up on it within 5 lines. He got it.
You know what I mean? I just talked to him the other day. Same thing.
Yeah, he told me.
We were cutting up about something. We had mentioned a couple lines from the movie. We just flow. We just flow.
Man,
well, see, that's the environment that I like to create when it comes down to putting people together. Because and this is the thing, like the accountability died when the old school died. Like Big Mama, you don't see Big Mama no more. Big Mama was that old woman with them swollen ankles, with them flower flip flops and that flower dress. Big Mama can stand on the front porch and call you out in the middle of the street. Big Mama can go into the middle of a gang fight and say, "Y'all take y'all nappy heads up on the gang members." And I dare you to say, nobody can't touch Big Mama because she's the pillar of the community. And then you got Pops, who was that old man with a pocket full of change and the white socks, with the flip flops on. with a white t-shirt or a white beater.
Yep.
And might have had like a little tall can with that black that
always
paper
catch
bag
him out
around
doing
that
yard
beard.
work. Always catch him out doing yard work.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can talk to them old men, and them old men can tell you everything about your life in 10 minutes. How to fix all your problems in 10 minutes.
And that's the thing.
That's old school.
Old school.
If we can, if a human can do that, then obviously what you going through ain't new.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's all a remix.
It's all it's just a big circle.
Yeah.
That's all it's doing. That's all it does, man.
But just like we can sit here right now, like, you know, in our day, these young kids, they own, I don't even know what they own, bro.
Like I don't even.
How do they communicate, or what is their platform for accountability? Do they have?
They don't have one.
You know what I mean?
There's no
creating
walls.
that. We are creating that.
There's no walls.
There's none. There's no structure, bro.
It's just we just wake up every day and we're just doing something, and
It's
no
right.
one's really holding us accountable. You know,
It's right because it's our truth.
exactly.
It's right because it's our truth.
Yeah,
That's what we came down
they're
to
raising
now.
themselves with their
They raising themselves through social media
Yes.
Every
Yes, sir.
and internet.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Social media tell you to do this challenge. All of a sudden, everybody out there drinking bleach for the drink bleach challenge.
Yeah.
Killing themselves.
Killing
Dumb,
themselves.
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Not even realize don't do it. That's number one on the
Not
list.
even realizing that what you think that's in that bleach jug is actually something else. It's just in a bleach bottle, and they got you out there drinking it like a dummy, and you thinking they drinking bleach.
Mhm.
Who does this?
That's the ignorance.
I forgot it. Didn't President Trump say inject yourself with?
Stop! Don't do that. That's
You
not
get
our
rid of
president.
coronavirus.
He's not even a president anymore. I can't believe this man had to.
Is that what he said though?
No, that is. He said, "I think if you drink some bleach, it'll
If you inject yourself with, they'll already kill the coronavirus.
This man threw a fit from leaving. I still can't. He said, "I didn't lose. You guys lost." He said, "I'm not moving. You guys moving out."
But that's that entitlement, man. And them jokers he older than us, and he talking that.
He's still talking that
for
talk.
entitlement. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's
it's serious out here, man.
It is,
it's
man.
Very serious, and it's scary, you know.
Yep. The scary part is they're gonna be running the country pretty
Exactly, and that's why I mentioned the workforce.
Mhm.
2025, 4 years away, it'll be more millennials in the workforce than any other generation.
and that does make sense too.
Yeah, because the older ones have gotten older, so they've been pushed
And so
out.
we the old heads that we were talking about.
Yeah,
That's
you
us.
are now the old head we talking about.
Yeah.
Are we talking to these youngsters though? Are we getting them in line? Are we trying to get them in line?
Yeah, we just give them breadcrumbs. If everyone pitches in and give out breadcrumbs, you'll start to develop a whole loaf.
See,
That's the truth.
You go to the hood with breadcrumbs, they're gonna make a sandwich out of it.
Hey, give me a cup and watch what I do with it.
Forget the whole old school. Just give me a sandwich. I'm hungry. I give you a sandwich.
Right.
Sit down for a minute.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
But you know what's so intriguing though, when they see you doing something,
Mhm.
it does something to them. They start asking questions. How can I be a part of this? Because see, they want to be a part of something. And you know, I always tell people the highest human act is to inspire.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
if you're doing something and that's really what they inspire or they want to do, and they want to mimic you, you're pulling them, whether you realize it or not. So you're still a role model, even though they already been modeled into what they already are. You're still a role model because you can still shape here and there, you know, and go forward, you know, with a new direction.
But what are we molding them to do?
Whatever it is they want to do, that makes sense.
Exactly. Be a actual provider that
Mhm.
contributes to society.
Mhm.
As long as a person is that, they'll have a well-off life. And I don't mean well-off as in expensive. I just mean well-off as in a suitable average life. You know?
Yeah,
Just an
absolutely.
average life. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Being able to make a conscious decision and say, okay, I know I don't need to try to take 2 years off living at home. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to develop a game plan.
Mhm.
Even if I have to come in and ask Daniel or TJ to help me,
Mhm.
I won't help. That's all they got to do is ask.
And I have a passion for mentorship.
Absolutely.
And here's the reason why. I grew up with 2 younger brothers, and I had 3 older sisters.
Mhm.
I was the oldest boy.
Mhm.
So I didn't have an older brother to model after.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a little bit jealous of my 2 brothers because they always had me, but I didn't
Right.
have
You
anybody.
didn't have one. Right.
If it wasn't my daddy, it was nobody.
Right.
So, and me and my youngest brother Tim, you know,
Mhm.
he used to follow me around, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can vaguely remember this joker used to follow me around to the point of irritation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, quit following me around. Go your own way. Quit doing everything I do, man.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
And so here's the thing. Because I was immature,
Mhm.
I didn't know how to be anybody's role model.
Mhm.
I was too busy trying to find my own way and trying to be an individual. To when I saw this dude mimicking me, it was like, dude, do your own thing. Go
Right.
your own way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All he was trying to do is model after his big brother because he
Right.
saw me doing things that he was attracted to.
Exactly.
Yep.
It wasn't until I got older in life till I really appreciated who my little brother was, as far as like him wanting to be, you know, like you,
Yeah.
like his brother, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when we get to the point of what are we trying to model after,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
we have to have some substance there, right? So now as a grown man,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have a big brother, I like hungry men.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I like hungry
Mhm.
young men.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask a question with hunger
Right.
because you want to do better,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm attracted to that.
Yeah.
I like
Absolutely.
that.
It's
Yeah.
When you ask a question out of spite or out of trying to discredit something, and you get out of my face. I ain't about to say answer a bunch of those dumb questions.
Right.
These questions
Right.
are always.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I ain't claiming to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I ain't claiming to be, on no high pedestal.
Right.
But if you're gonna be trying to discredit what I ain't got time for that.
Right.
But for the ones who actually have the mind to do right,
Mm-hmm.
they have the mind to want to change their life.
Mm-hmm.
They see something that I'm doing and they're attracted to what I'm doing,
Right.
and they want to ask questions how to better themselves. I will take time out of my day and I will talk to that joker all day long.
Oh yeah.
I had a young man I
Yes,
talked
sure.
to last night from Georgia. Just wanted to be part of what I got going on, and I'm going to take him on and mentor him. But he had so many questions, but he was hungry.
And you can hear it. You could actually
When
hear
you can
it.
hear somebody's voice, how hungry they is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that right there trumps business for me.
Yeah.
That trumps personal success for me.
Right. Right.
Like, I don't have to make $1
Mm-hmm.
in business
Mm-hmm.
if I can help answer somebody's question who's hungry,
Mm-hmm.
who's going to be able to reproduce and regurgitate what I told them
Right.
and be able to make that right there is the ultimate.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate
Yeah.
form.
That's it. I'm
You
telling
know what I
you.
mean?
That's
Because like
nice.
if I pass away today tomorrow and you don't get nothing from me but my work ethic and my grind,
Yeah.
I feel like the grind is worth more than money.
Right.
Yeah. Because that grind is what bringing in the money.
Like my daddy right now, when my daddy passed, the day he passed, you know what I'm saying, he probably be considered, a poor man.
Mm-hmm.
poor man standards is you don't have a whole lot of money, that you got no will to leave your kids nothing.
Right.
You just die with a bunch, whatever.
Yeah.
If I had to go at my daddy's funeral right now and I had to preach or I had to speak on my daddy, and this would be the message that I would give the people at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy didn't have a whole lot in his life.
Mhm.
When I grew up, we didn't have the best of things, but we had enough to survive. That's every
Right.
black family story.
Yeah.
We had what we had to survive.
Right.
It wasn't what my daddy gave me that solidified who he is in my life.
Mhm.
Is what he showed me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
my dad ain't got to leave me with a dime.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Same here.
I survived my childhood.
Right.
Real talk. I'm living my adulthood
Mhm.
without any financial
Crisis.
compensation that my
Right.
father
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
to
yeah.
come and bail me
Yeah,
out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I ain't never had to ask my daddy for money to pay a bill.
It's a blessing.
But the one thing that he gave me, or that he didn't give, but he showed me was how not to be broke.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I gave you, Ontario, $1 million,
Mhm.
how long would that last?
With me personally,
Just in general.
forever.
Just in general.
Forever.
Not
Because-
necessarily you, but just
Yeah,
$1 million, somebody.
Someone
How
else,
long would that last?
someone else that, going back to our topic, someone else, if you gave them $1 million, most likely they'll find something to spend it on, unfortunately.
It'll be a month. It'll be a month time.
Yeah.
You're putting it to a time limit, I'd say less than half a year.
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
6 months, it'd be gone, right?
Yeah.
But what if gave you $1 million and it lasts 6 months?
Mhm.
But if I gave you a recipe for wealth,
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. That'll stick with you for the rest of your life.
the recipe might not make you $1 million at one time,
Right.
Right.
but if it made you $300,000 a year for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
Where your
Surpass
complaint
is
at?
that not winning?
Where your complaint at?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
Where your complaint at?
Yeah.
Like the grind that my daddy showed me how not to be broke again. If I had to add that up from the time I was 18 to the time right now,
Mhm.
that's worth over well $1 million. Bro.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I done made well over $1 million
Yeah.
in a lifetime based off some of the skills that I done had over the years.
Mm-hmm.
A mobile detailing business, transportation company,
Yeah.
A lawn care business, pressure washing business,
That's right.
credit repair business, tax business. Just a little small grind, them little nuggets
Those
over the
nuggets
course of a
along the way.
year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like those breadcrumbs
They made that loaf.
made a loaf of bread.
It goes back.
But that loaf of bread, if you break that loaf of bread down, and if I don't give you the bread, but I give you the flour, come on now.
You better start kneading that dough.
Yeah.
Darn it, my daddy didn't give me the loaf of bread. He gave me the raw ingredients, saying you mix these together, you get you some bread.
Get you some bread. Exactly.
Me and my brother called it Keenan.
Mm.
If he's watching, he gonna understand what I'm talking about. We called it Keenan. That's that bread.
Mm-hmm.
So with the millennials,
Mm-hmm.
they more of that give me a fish so I can eat for the day type mentality.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
The only problem with giving out fish,
You gotta keep having to give it
if
out.
I ever stop fishing,
They gonna starve.
you're gonna starve.
They gonna starve.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can blame me for starving
Mhm.
because I ain't feeding you.
Right.
It could be my fault. I'm starving because Daniel ain't feeding me.
Mm.
Or I can blame it on you and say you starving because you ain't never learned how to fish for yourself.
Bingo.
Exactly. That dual side of accountability.
But then they can come back and say, well, you ain't never taught me how to fish. And you know what? You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of me feeding you,
Let me teach you.
let me teach you.
Exactly.
Let me teach you.
Because I'm the kind of person, I might have a mood swing and might get tired of fishing and want to go hunting.
Right.
I'm tired of fish.
Your mouth
I'm
still
tired
open
of
for some
fish.
fish. Hey, bird. I done switched from a fishing pole to a shotgun. Or you still waiting on fish. I done went and shot me a deer. You don't eat deer.
Right.
Because your taste bud has been accustomed to fish.
Right.
Now you gonna starve or you gonna get what I feed you. What you gonna do?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, he gonna use a hook, he gonna use some bait, he gonna use a pole. As a matter of fact, he gonna use guns and bullets so you make your own meal.
Right.
I'm about to go do something else. I done got tired of hunting. Now I wanna go do something else now.
Right.
I wanna go start a garden somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's all about
So every time I switch up, if I'm not teaching you what a switch up coming,
Yep.
you're gonna be still looking for something, and it's gonna be something else coming.
Yeah.
And here's where the accountability plays on that person. If they are watching you switch up, if they are watching you switch from fishing to hunting to hell, even just going on the ski or whatever, switching it up, that accountability on their side is pay attention. Stop being lazy. Once again, stop being lazy. Pay attention. Even though he did not physically, you know this best. You don't got to physically tell somebody in order for them to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
They can learn by example. Stop. And the fish thing, I don't like it. Well, I like it, but I'm saying I don't like the mindset because they always go to blame the person who was actually feeding them.
Right.
Regardless of whether that man is feeding you or not, you are still sitting at that lake watching him fish.
Yeah.
You are still sitting at that lake watching him put the worm on the hook.
Right.
You're seeing him throw it into the water and sitting there patiently. At that moment, he's taught you how to fish. You're just not, you stop. We got millennials need to stop wanting to be spoon fed like a child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like that.
That's like a child.
That's
That baby bird in there waiting.
That's where I got the reference. Yup. That's exactly where I got the reference. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That struck a chord. I've stopped wanting to be spoon fed.
Yeah.
What's crazy is most of the millennials in our culture, they haven't been spoon fed because of the lifestyle that their parents had to go through. So why are you expecting to be spoon fed when the silver spoon was never in your mouth in the first place?
Yeah.
And it goes back to what they see on social media.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
They want to live the lifestyle of somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Which when you see somebody, you don't know what their story is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because
You only see the end result.
You don't know that this person might have 100,000 views because somebody just want to be what you call it. Want to be what you call it?
Viral.
No, when somebody like your stuff, but they don't. When they look at your stuff, but don't like what that's called trolling or something like
trolling.
that.
Yeah, trolling or just being a ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they want to be like everybody they see, but they don't know everybody's story.
Yeah.
People love seeing stuff.
Yes, sir.
But when it come down to the practical application of it, they don't want to do no work.
Yeah. That's true.
They don't want to do no work.
That L word, man.
Yeah.
That L word.
That laziness, huh?
It is. I honestly would consider it to be an addiction because anything can be an addiction. I really feel like laziness in Black culture, in minority culture, is our culture specifically is an addiction that needs to be had. It needs to be stopped. It needs to. Well, I don't even feel like doing this. You know what I'm saying? I got till next week. Well, I mean, it ain't due until the end of the month, so we got a couple days. You know what I mean? No, you got today. Because if somebody walk in the house with a 12 gauge and blow your face out, what happened tomorrow?
That's it.
Exactly. And now your face blown off, so your family, that thing you were supposed to take care of because you was there, they don't know how to do it, so they left out. You gotta it has to cease. Laziness has to cease.
I agree.
And I'm still working on it within myself, to be honest. I know I'm still lazy.
And there you go. It starts with accountability within yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Until you can really understand the problem and then accept the fact that you are not doing everything you're supposed to be doing and take responsibility for it, then you're not going to be able to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As long as you keep making excuses about life and what you know what the white man ain't doing for you, or what the white man is doing to you. This is real right here.
It is, yeah.
Because, this right here is coming from a place of experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can say that Black Lives Matter, which we all on the same page with.
Yeah, they do.
The whole movement, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But some of y'all know me as a business professional, right?
Yep.
None of y'all know me as a law enforcement officer.
No.
Mm-hmm.
None of y'all know me as a military veteran.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee none of y'all know me as a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put the dynamics all in place, and I can tell you that Black Lives Matter, which I believe in the movement, and I believe, that we need to stand up for things that we got going on.
Right.
But the accountability is who is talking to these young men and teaching them how to interact with the police when they get stopped.
Right.
Because from a kid, our perspective of police is all negative.
That's right.
Based on the generation before us.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, we was taught keep your head down.
But you already know that all officers are not bad.
Not bad. Right.
Right?
Right.
The disconnect is nobody is teaching our young men how to interact with police so that when you do get stopped, it's not an aggressive thing.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. The only thing I don't like about that is the fact that we're some of the only ones who have to teach our children how to interact.
And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because we would the cards that was dealt. But if you have a winning hand and you don't know how to play cards, who's gonna tell you how to play your hand? Come on now. Because you just have to know how to play your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play your hand to win, play to win.
Or to play to set yourself. Yeah.
Say it again.
Or to play to set yourself up and lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the words of Denzel Washington, once again, you want to go to jail or you want to go home? When the police get behind you and you see that in the rearview mirror, them lights and stuff, and immediately you got to think about, do I want to go to jail?
Or do I want to go home?
Do I want to go home? So I want to give the responses that equal home.
Yes, sir.
Versus giving responses that equal jail. I'm going to tell you another story. I left Clayton. I was coming from Clayton had to be about 8-9 months ago now.
Gotcha.
Coming off of Cleveland Road. I was in my black Challenger. This was after the George Floyd situation happened. I had my daughter in the car with me, and a teenager on her phone. I don't even know if she was paying attention or not. I don't even know.
Right.
I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
I left my wallet at home, so I got no ID on me. This how I ain't gonna say hard-headed or bold I was. I'm going to Clayton back. Should be a turn and burn. Should be no more than 25, 30 minutes. Yeah. I should not have any incident. So let me just run and do this and be right back.
Right.
Big mistake. Because sometimes a devil will set traps for you when you think you're just going to be in and out. Boom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Went to Clayton, picked my daughter up. On the way back, I get the urge to want to put my foot on the gas because I'm only at this point less than 5 miles from the house. Can't nothing go wrong at this point. I'm almost at the house. I can see the finish line. I'm there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was going 90 miles an hour on a 50-mile-an-hour road, 40 miles over the speed limit. In any police book, that's reckless driving. Absolutely. That is
you can go straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Yeah. Over 20.
Yeah. But here's the thing. when police got behind me, I already knew that I was dead wrong. It wasn't no excuse, no talking myself out of it. I'm dead wrong. I got to decide, do I want to go to jail or do I want to go home?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Jake.
I want to go home, Jake. Give me my money. I want to go home, Jake. So when he got behind me, because I know certain things about the law, I didn't stop right away. I turned on the next street, which was at this point 300 yards
from your house.
From my house. 300 yards is 3 football fields. I didn't stop. I started slowing down. I didn't stop until I was 100 yards from my house. Like the next road would have been 6 houses on the left. That's mine.
Right.
Then I stopped, pull over. All right. Now here's where the story could go left or right. All right, now I'm the guy that don't have any police training. I don't know nothing about the law, but all of a sudden I'm finna get arrogant and attitude because this dude stopped me, and I'm already on 10 because of George Floyd. What this dude stopped me for?
Oh yeah.
Let him come to the car. Hey man, what you stop me for?
Right.
Sir, we caught you going 90 miles an hour and 50 miles an hour.
Right.
You tell me why you was going so fast? Because I didn't want you to catch me. That's why I was going. I mean, just ignorant response. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or start talking stupid enough for him to say, step out of the car.
Yup. Could you step out the vehicle?
My daughter's sitting there. I said, she don't have. I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Either she had extreme confidence in who I was as her father, or she didn't give a puff.
Right.
My daddy doing his own thing. If he's speeding, it's on him, and I ain't got to do it. I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah.
I like to think that it was number one. She got confidence. So the guy put me over, and it's something that we was taught, in law enforcement, when, accept responsibility up front. This is the problem.
That's what they say. They always say, just let me know now.
I don't know what the other guys, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there with George Floyd. I wasn't there with Mike Brown, all those guys. I don't know how the conversation started. I don't know. But I know in my scenario, accept responsibility up front. Sir, I apologize for speeding on your road.
Because that's what I was doing.
Do I want to go to jail or don't want to go home?
I want to go home.
Sir, this is your road. I was speeding. I apologize, sir. What you need me to do? License and registration, please. Okay. License and registration, please. I have my registration right there. Boom. Right. But I ain't got them license. All right, sir. Listen. Here's the thing. I don't have my license on me, but I have a picture of my license in my phone. But I do have a valid license. Put my license off my phone, gave him my phone. He went back to his car, ran my tag. I'm good.
Right.
He seen my address. He probably looked up and said, "Oh, that's right."
Right.
That's right.
Well, at this point, what damage can I cause if you let me go? All right, where am I going? I'm going to the house. Right. But had I been disrespectful and arrogant, I'm not at my house yet, so I'm still what? Free game.
Yup.
You want to go to jail or you want to go home?
Yeah. It's true.
Came back, boom. He didn't give me a warning. Didn't give me nothing. Just said, have a good night, sir.
Wow.
I'm telling you, with 40 miles over the speed limit. Have a good night, sir. No problem, sir. Boom.
What was she doing?
Still on the phone.
Her hand never come up at it.
Ain't never looked up. I drove off. I'm looking at her like,
did you just see what happened?
do you just not know we got stopped by the police?
We got stopped.
Oh, you thought we got
She was like, oh, really? I'm like, either this girl don't give a fuck, or she just like, I knew you had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm riding with my daddy. I'm good.
So,
Hey, man.
the thing is, we have to be able to communicate.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's going to work, but we got to start somewhere.
We gotta try. We gotta try.
Absolutely.
That's why I started this mentorship program, Lions Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Teach these young men how to talk to a police, so that when you get stopped, you're not always on the defensive, but you can be proactive on, sir, look at this out, boom. And maybe the situation will be better. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if we take all the bullets out of the gun, then what are you left with?
An empty chamber.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I take away all the excuses, then what are you going to do?
Mm.
At that point, you're just acting on your own volition.
If we have a problem, let's address that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have taken every excuse away from you. I have stopped. I have given you my license. I have addressed you as sir. I apologize for speeding, so you ain't got to accuse me. I know I was speeding. I know I done wrong.
Right.
Hey, look, dog, I know.
I done took all the bullets out your gun.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So where is the so? But if we don't have an opportunity to teach our men this, it's gonna be an ongoing cycle. Now I can tell you my heart was beating 1,000 miles an hour, but it's like that swan you see in that lake. That swan, he's gliding just as smooth as butter on top of the water. But underneath his feet was 1,000 miles an hour.
Little turbine.
And that's and what's crazy is when you said that, it had me realize that's exactly what happened with me. I didn't speed. I got pulled over because my tags was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pull me over, sir. Do you know why I stopped you? Yeah, absolutely. My tags is out of date.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on it. They temporaries. I got my insurance card right here. I have my registration, and here's my license. Okay. Go to the car. Go to his car. Run my tag. He could tell everything I just said. Everything I just said is exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Come back. Please get that fixed for me, sir. You have a wonderful day.
Boom. There it is.
Please get that fixed. You can't be out here.
But the narrative would have been different if the post came to the car and smelled
exactly.
weed.
Mm-hmm.
If he's already nervous about the weed and he gives a attitude or give him reason to believe that this ain't even my car.
Yeah.
It's even worse. Yeah. Yeah.
See how the narratives change because when you accept it up front, boom. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is just a thought. We inside the den right now. We talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is some of the things I think about on a day to day. You know, when I think about other people in their situations, do they know the proper way to talk?
Right.
Do they know how to go home?
Right.
Or is everybody fixed on going to jail? Jay.
Going to jail.
Jay.
You going back here with my bag, Jay.
Pelican Bay.
You playing basketball at Pelican Bay. 23-hour lockdown shoe program.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man.
But this is the reality that we live in. And like he said, we are one of the only races that have to train our kids how to do this. But
if you want them alive, you need
to. Yeah.
But anything that's worth having was fighting for.
Exactly.
But you have to decide every day if you want to go to jail or you want to go home.
Oh, that's every
day.
Say that again.
You got to decide every day if you want to go to jail or if you want to go home. Because I can be an angry black man walking around ready to go to jail and say, I got bail money. I don't give a darn. And then ready to slap. Or I can say, you know what? Home feels better.
I like my sheets.
Hey,
I like my bed.
Exactly.
That king
I like to
size,
see people I know.
that king size bed is better than that little box spring that they got down there. That boat they got down there at the county.
That middle box,
Yeah,
nah,
man.
I'm good.
It ain't always about being right and wrong all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me go home, Jake.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, dog. Just let me go home.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Because when you get to a point of maturity, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to handle your battles. You don't have to fight your battles in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Some battles can be fought. Let's go to court.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's go to where I can, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do it the right way.
Exactly.
You know,
Do it the right way.
There's a proper way to fight every battle you have.
there is.
Yeah.
There's
There
a
is.
proper way to fight every battle.
And you have to be willing to as a man, like, for an example,
Mm-hmm.
if Ontario wanted to challenge my manhood,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to prove to Ontario
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
Right.
That's a battle that I don't have to spend energy on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true.
If somebody punked me in the bar, or punked me in the street, man, I don't have to prove to this joker that I don't even know this
I'm
dude.
not gonna see you again.
Never gonna see you again in my life.
But I'm proving to you that no, man.
I got this freaking rainbow type, flamboyant type jumpsuit that I bought like maybe a month ago. And I said I was only gonna wear it at home, right? But I said, you know what? Let me push the envelope. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna go to Walmart. It looks like a paint can exploded on some pants and a shirt. It's got about 8 different colors in it.
Okay.
Looks like a rainbow type.
Yeah, get up.
And I'm like, let me see if I can get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, I go to Walmart. I'm looking for what I'm looking for. Somebody say, "Hey, buddy, that's a nice. I like that. All right, appreciate it, ma'am. I like those colors. That's a nice. All right." Boom. The point of it is, even if it was hot pink,
it's the way you wore it.
Yeah. Me wearing hot pink, I don't give a damn what somebody say about me if he's a punk or not. I don't need to prove my manhood to nobody in the streets, man. I'm solidified. You know what I mean? But y'all gonna hear me say this probably 100,000. You're probably gonna get tired of hearing me say it. Lions don't lose sleep from the opinion of sheep.
That's right.
No, that's right.
That's right.
They don't.
Right?
True. Absolutely. That's an absolute
I can
fact.
go to sleep at night and sleep good.
With AC
Because
on.
some of the things that you say about me, I ain't gonna hear about it no way.
It's true.
Just because I don't. What you eat don't make me die from. So whether or not I'm a man or I'm a respectable, sometimes you gotta dumb down all of that foolishness in order to go home.
Oh yeah,
facts. Facts.
I could become the best actor in the world when it's time for me to go home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you ain't never lied. Hey, put on that. Excuse me, sir. No, not at all.
By the way, sir, do you have any Grateful Pond? Grateful Pond? Boy, I ain't got no Savage beat out here. I'm just saying, you got any Grateful Pond? You got any mustard?
Hey,
all that.
Just
to go home.
Just to go home.
How'd you get here? By the skin of my chinny chin G. I made it, god dog it. You know what I mean?
I invested in some Grateful Pond, but I'm here now. No, dead serious. Yeah, I want to go home. My house can know who I am. Out here,
exactly.
You just gotta let me go home.
The people who I deal with know.
Yeah, you solidify with them. Absolutely.
Everybody know Kobe Bryant, 40 points, 50 points. Everybody knows me, man.
Right.
I ain't got to go out here and write on my forehead that I'm a. Hey, come on, man.
Right.
I told somebody a couple weeks ago that here's the thing. Men try so hard to be men that they have to almost tell you they're a man.
Mm.
Because the way society is set up,
I see where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
if I don't know a certain thing, I have to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because although you're a man, you may identify as
A fire
a
hydrant.
transformer. I don't know.
I wasn't laughing.
So you're a man, right? Boom. All right, here's the thing. A lion doesn't have to roar to be a lion.
That's right. That's right.
A dog don't got a wolf to be a dog.
The lion was born a lion. The roar is just a compliment to who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear lions walk around and say, I'm a lion, got dog, respect me. No.
No.
But the moment he opened his mouth and started roaring, you better understand that he
Oh yeah.
He really ready to. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. You didn't got it up under me now.
Real about his.
So as a respectable man, as a respectable black man, I shouldn't have to tell you who I am for you to respect me.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I live my life and the things you see should already speak volumes on itself.
That's right.
The Bible says that you will know a tree by the fruit that it bears, meaning that I don't ever have to open my mouth and say I'm an entrepreneur. But if you come into my office and see what I got going, you should say, that joker's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Yep. Ain't nobody. You seen it. You ain't have to be told.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is, I ain't lost. This is going back to what I said before.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with the Black Lives Matter movement and dealing with how you interact with the police and things like that. If you look like you're out of place, if you look like you're doing something, then you have to explain yourself when situations happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are not, if you're not in that capacity, then all you have to do is just be upfront about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Absolutely.
when he was stopped, he already know what the deal was.
Right. Right. You knew what he had going on.
But if his car smelled like weed, then he got to do what?
I got a whole nother. I got a whole nother explanation.
Hey,
a whole nother
check this
story.
out. First of all,
Facts.
I don't smoke weed. My cousin was in the car with me earlier.
It was about
yesterday,
2-3 hours ago, and
I got a contact high. That ain't really my blood. That's somebody else's blood. Hey, wait a minute. See, what happened was, my tag. This is not my cup, but I had traded it. I got
somebody.
Right.
You didn't.
Come on,
you
dog.
Going to jail, dog. You going to jail, Jake? You going to jail, Jake? You know what I mean? Yeah.
We just have to be. We got to put ourselves in better positions from the jump. You know what I mean? Not to be, you know. Some people are born with 2 strikes already against them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get that 3rd strike.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't get nobody a reason to give you that 3rd strike.
Yep.
You come up the right way, put yourself in position to win. Then if the bull crap happened and you got probable cause to say, you know, boom. But
go from there.
You know what I mean? Just coming out, I don't know. This is just
that makes sense because it circles right back to what Ontario said. It's the I lost it. I just had it. Anyway, I just had it, but that's besides the point. This is another thing. It's what you're saying is what I like to call. Me and my brother have had a conversation about this. It's extreme accountability. No matter what's going on the other side of that situation, you're holding yourself to the fullest accountability possible that you can. Because like you said, you're removing every single level of doubt or excuse from your end. So it's now left on that other person's side or that other situation side.
Take the bullets out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
De-escalate. You know,
And as a man, that should be one of your
ask yourself that question.
one of your strong
jail?
suits, de-escalating situations.
You want to go home?
That's right. Anything day.
Yeah.
That's the quote of the day. You want to go to jail or you want to go home?
Yeah, man.
Jail or home, Jay?
You gotta use wisdom. Wisdom.
Yeah, it has to be some wisdom
Mhm.
and dealing with these youngsters. Like I said, they don't have anybody to look to.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King's dead.
Yeah.
Malcolm X is dead. All these political mega Evers, all these guys are dead. So when they look on TV, who do they have guiding them in the right direction?
Yeah, absolutely.
When they turn on TV, they're gonna go with whatever fad they see.
Yeah.
So if what's his name, Baby or Lil Baby?
Lil Baby.
But the baby. It's two of them.
It's two of them. It's the Baby and Lil Baby.
The one with the Drake.
That's Lil Baby. That's Lil
Baby.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make that song.
Yeah.
Looking at like the bigger picture.
Yep.
I like that song. I like that guy. I actually started listening to his music after I heard that song because I wanted to hear his complete message of what he's actually rapping about.
Right.
And I like that song particularly because it's just giving them youngsters an opportunity to say, we have to be responsible for what we put out.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And when I hear something positive like that, I can't do nothing but support it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That song, I used to listen to that song every morning before I got my day started.
Right.
It does.
Just so I can have that connection with them youngsters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because when I'm talking to youngsters, I got to come down to a youngster level. I can't talk to youngsters in the way we talking right now. They ain't getting
They're
that.
not receiving it.
They ain't right.
It's a different way to reach them.
You know what I'm saying? You want to attract bees, you got to have some what?
Honey.
Go ahead, talk that talk.
Understand that honey may attract more than just bees.
Yeah. You might get some lots.
If you might have a Winnie the Pooh out there that on some of that honey.
That's true.
But you got to be able to talk on the level to attract the youngsters. And that's really what I wanted to do with this platform right here is to bridge the gap between us and them, or however you want to do it. But we talking as men because there is a problem, and we just need to be able to provide some type of solution in order to bridge the gap. Because at the end of the day, we are responsible. We have a responsibility for the people that we leave in the next generation. We're responsible for how they view us. We're responsible for the message that we put out into the world. And if we can't put out something positive for them to have some type of blueprint, some kind of roadmap, then what are we doing?
We're going to end up in the same exact position. Maybe even worse. It got it. Man. You said it. You said a handful yourself. I'm
I agree.
That's where I'm at. I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I'm with them. Yeah, it has to be done. Yeah. And the one thing I do want the younger people to understand, or younger generation, or whatever you want to call them, just because you don't like something, even now, even people my age, just because you don't like something, or you don't like the way it's coming across because it's not how you're used to it, that doesn't mean that this isn't information that you don't need to know. Just because you don't like the way it's being delivered. Don't if you focus on how it's being delivered, you're missing the message in the first place, which is going to cause you to end up being in that same position you're in now.
It's true.
So what you're saying is, don't worry about the way it's been delivered. Just get the message.
Absolutely. Ain't no message better than a straightforward black and white one.
Well, I mean that makes 100% sense. Like I said before, we talk about sense, right?
Hey, you gotta
have sense.
Yep.
In order to understand the message.
Yeah.
That that's profound that you just put that together like that. You know what I mean? Because I mean it's we have a tendency to always want to dictate how we get the message.
Right.
Well, you ain't no preacher. How you gonna preach to me?
Yep.
Man, look, just listen to the message, bro.
Yeah, just listen to the message. That's it.
Oh, you ain't no millionaire. How you gonna teach me about finances?
Because I messed up. I'm not a millionaire. That's why I'm telling you about it. Like, don't worry. Exactly. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Your life ain't all the way together. How you gonna be a life coach? That's what qualifies me.
Because I know what not. Exactly.
Right.
Don't worry about
if we had to wait until we got everything 100% before we start doing something, we'd never be doing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Still be sitting
because there's somebody out there waiting for you to get 99 so they can knock you down to 98.
Exactly.
And that's the hater. That's the enemy out there, making you feel like, well, you're gonna never get to 100. Because when you get to 100, I'm gonna knock you down to 99. You're never gonna start. I had a pastor friend of mine that he asked me. He was telling me about a sermon that he preached, and the topic of the sermon was, and this is gonna be very profound. What would you do more with your life if you knew that you couldn't fail? How many shots would you take if you knew you couldn't miss? So we have people that's literally not taking shots
because they're scared of missing.
Because they're scared of missing. And they're not chasing after their dreams because of fear of failure. But if you had a guaranteed
laid out rate,
oh, everybody be taking shots.
What would you do? I'm gonna start with you. If you knew that you couldn't fail, how much more would you be doing with your life? And we're gonna go around the room.
Oh man, I'll be doing more than what I'm doing now. As far as like, I got a tech business, and I started the trucking, transporting. I'll probably be doing some outreach programs because it'll be guaranteed. Because you're pointing to the future, and people younger than me is the future. So I'll be doing outreach programs, just creating opportunities for people to have more. I know a lot of people mention generational wealth, but it starts with a generation to create, to pave the way to create the wealth. So, that's very important to know.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'll be doing. I create opportunities for people to be able to do more and align their life in a purpose and direction where they can bring others with them, whether it's family or friends or whatever it is. That's what I would do personally.
How about you? I got something for you, brother.
All right.
If I knew 100% shots that I take would not miss, first I would invent a Black-owned, minority-owned cryptocurrency specifically for minorities. Not only that, I would be able, with that cryptocurrency being specifically for that culture, I would then be able to create a individual market, like an individual market as in a community where people shop, eat, go to school, get taught, teach. They all do that for that specific culture. It might sound like segregation, whatever it is, whatever. The current system right now isn't teaching every single last thing. The current system right now isn't teaching their other cultures their own culture. You feel me? So I do feel like that is very necessary and very important. Not only would that be, but I would start subdivisions. I would have a real estate company with multiple homes. I would have a realtor business in an office. I can make this list goes on and on and on and on and on. I would make sure my day trading account or my trading account and my portfolios were over 3 mil each. Man, if I knew that, I'd be going things to the walls. Walls to the walls, crazy, but I would, man.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. This is where accountability comes into place. who said that you wouldn't be successful?
That goes back to that question of fear.
Right now, it doesn't exist.
Right.
So there is no failure in that.
Failure.
So nobody told you that you wouldn't be successful.
Right.
But here's the thing: those people that you say you want to do this for, guess what? Guess what they're doing right now? Yes,
they're doing it.
They're waiting on you to do it.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah.
They're doing
So
nothing.
the blessing
That's true.
in them is based upon how long you're going to wait.
Exactly.
Those people are waiting for you to be successful so they can be taken care of.
Exactly.
That whole thing you just described to me that you're going to do for those people that need to be, they're waiting on you to start it.
Yeah.
And nobody told you that you would fail. So what is holding you back?
Yeah.
Nothing but yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. When you put it, myself. That's it.
Yeah. That's true.
Because the fear of failure, that's a self thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's a self thing.
Absolutely.
Innovation and creation comes from you defying the odds.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no odds to defy.
That's right.
There's a whole generation of people you just named that's waiting on your success.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have to do it.
it's up to you to do it.
Yeah.
So how long you gonna make them wait on you?
On me, I'm putting things together every day.
If you're taking one step in the right direction every day, then talk to those people and say, help is on the way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I have to get out of my own way in order to understand that.
Absolutely. That's true.
If you can, if you knew that you will make every shot, I'm throwing everything.
Right.
I ain't gonna miss.
That's right. Can't miss.
Everything.
No matter what I do, it could be like this.
You know what I mean?
Throw it up under the leg.
Right.
I'm making it.
Right.
So right there is no failure in innovation because you're starting something that there hasn't been a fail rate.
Yeah.
If there's no fail rate, then there's only a success rate.
Right.
Even in your failures, you can learn how to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no failures.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
So your future self is waiting on you to make it proud.
Yeah. That's
Your
true.
the 40-year-old Ontario is like, do me good, baby.
Right.
That's crazy.
Because he's in the future waiting for you to catch up to who you are.
That's true.
It's almost like when Peter was stepping off that boat when he was finna come see Jesus. He was on his boat. That's what he was done all his life, a fisherman. He was born on a boat. So nothing is more familiar than that boat. But when he say step off into the unknown, now all of a sudden you started hearing noises that wasn't even there.
Right.
Where did the crickets come from? They wasn't there before. The crickets started saying, you can't do it. Man, I ain't heard a cricket the whole doggone.
As soon as I start moving, y'all start talking.
You know what I mean? Then you start hearing the wind whistling, He talking to me too?
Right.
There's nothing. That's all in your head.
It's true. Agree.
So, first black. Meaning that hasn't been done before.
Absolutely.
You got the resources. You're working on the resources.
Yes, actively.
So the plan is already in motion.
So it's not what I would do, it's what I am doing.
It's what you are doing.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Without even thinking about it. It's second nature.
Wow.
If you ask me that question, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? I'm doing everything. I'm doing a podcast I never thought that I can do. I'm doing it because you know what? It ain't a fail to me. I told this man right here, look, it's a win-win. Yeah. I do this podcast 6 months to a year. It don't work out. Guess what I'm doing with the equipment? To the left.
Right.
He has a podcast that he does gaming.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So all that fails, he's going to inherit whatever this equipment costs me. I'm like done with it. I'm tired of it. I ain't got time for it. Boom. Here you go, TJ. You got some equipment. Boom. And it's probably going to be an upgrade what he got right now. So there's no failure in what we're doing.
Exactly.
It just takes you moving one step in front of the other. And the journey that we're on right now is not an overnight journey.
Yeah,
That's right.
And the progress we're taking is not always leaps and bounds. It's one step at a time.
literally. Yep.
You know what I mean? As long as you keep moving forward, you will eventually reach your destination.
Oh, absolutely.
If we're going 500 miles and you get in a car and you can get there in, I don't know, 500 miles take you, what, 8 hours, maybe?
Yeah, just roughly.
Because you're in a car and you're going at a certain speed. Can I walk that same 500 miles?
Yeah. You sure can.
It'll take me longer.
Absolutely.
But what you failed to experience with the 8-hour drive that you went, I'm going to experience every ounce of the 500 miles while I'm walking. I'm going to be able to see the doggone birds. I'm going to be able to see the frogs, the crickets. I'm going to be able to see the stars at night. And be like, I'm at one with my journey because this is the speed of me.
That's true.
Yep.
We can't move at the speed of somebody else. We got to move at our own speed. This is the speed of me.
That's true.
And I say that because we was all taught as a child the story of the tortoise and the hare. And naturally, the hare is faster than the tortoise.
Correct.
But the turtle won the race, not because he was faster, but because he was consistent.
There's that
Slow
word.
and steady wins the race. Consistency. So he wasn't able to run fast, but he was able to continue running when the hare took time off from work. 2-week vacation here, take an 8-hour nap here. The whole time the tortoise ain't taking no days off.
That's right.
He's moving slow enough where he can continue without any interruptions because he's not moving faster than he can move.
Right.
He's moving at the speed of him. Meaning that, okay, well, I need 10 days off because I don't work 10 days, but you working at a fast pace requires you to take some time off because you're doing too much. But if you're doing enough to make it through each day, one day at a time, while you out there running, looking at my hand, oh, Daniel doing all this stuff, I can do it too. But you ain't running, you ain't built for this, baby. Right. You gotta stay in your lane. You know what I mean? And when you stay in your lane, and you got the speed of you going, then eventually Daniel might burn out.
That's true.
Because I got too much going on.
That's true.
But if you still going, you can say, well, there go my friend Daniel. He broke down on the side of the road. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? But I got to keep going, baby. But we'll see you at the finish line.
Right. That's true.
But I might take a page out of your book and say, well, my man, he ain't broke down yet. Maybe go ahead and get on his page.
And follow suit a little bit to help myself.
And then maybe we can get across the finish line together. But if I just run off and leave you in the dust, you can't talk to me.
Right.
I'm moving too fast for you. You can't talk to me. I got to make an appointment to sit down with my buddy. Oh, he moving too fast for me, baby. He got a truck. He done bought $1 million truck, everything. He done got a train. Hey, man, look. I need an appointment with you, brother, to talk to you for 15. You know what I mean?
I need 15 minutes of your time.
Can I buy 15 minutes of your time? How much is it gonna cost me? $100,000? 15 minutes, brother. You know, you don't come visit the poor folks no more. You know what I mean?
You don't come
down our block. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, man.
It's true. It's true.
But I ain't tell you nothing that I ain't experienced, right?
Right. Correct.
This man right here been watching me for 1.5 years. He can tell you all my flaws and all my strengths, and I ain't had to tell it to him. He was able to see it.
Yeah.
And that goes to that mindset. Stop waiting for somebody to spoon feed it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Stop waiting for somebody to spoon feed it to you, bro.
It's true.
So when I take a shot, bro, I expected to go in.
I expected to hit the bottom of that.
And not off the backboard. I expected nothing but net, baby. Hey, I expect nothing but net. I don't expect to lose.
That's a fact.
Some people can call that arrogance. Some people can call it, I don't know.
Confidence or arrogance.
Overconfident. But I'm operating under the same playing field, but it's what you know versus what other folks know. I know how to go home instead of going to jail.
That's right.
I know when to take the shot. See that?
That's true.
It's all about the timing too. You know how long I've been trying to get a truck? I've been trying to get a truck for a couple of years. But guess what? It ain't my time, baby. I'm not finna rush the shot clock.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's another thing. Knowing when to take your shots.
That's right.
I can just start shooting up shots back to back to back. And if I ain't on the time of the clock, guess what? They don't count.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can wait till I'm on the clock. Come on now. If I'm expecting to shoot nothing but net,
Yeah.
Why am I gonna wait till the clock is out?
Yeah.
I need to wait till I'm on the clock, baby. That way I'm gonna make sure it count.
Yes, sir.
I can't win the game after the buzzer.
Right.
Can I win after the buzzer?
No, it went in though. It went. That don't matter.
No, your time expired. Now you can shoot a shot. It's over with.
Yeah. Locker room.
Oh,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Wrap it up, fellas. Yep.
The only time it's good to get the ball after the game is over with is when you're prepping for the next game.
Yep.
After that buzzer done rang, you can't shoot no shot. It's over with.
That's it.
You waste your money, waste your time and your energy, mad because you still lost because who told you to shoot?
It was a
You wait, or you wait. You didn't.
Now you can shoot. You can make every shot you shoot
Mm-hmm.
as long as you know when to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just challenged you
Mm-hmm.
on your next project.
Mm-hmm.
Hold yourself accountable.
Absolutely.
If you're not making steps in the right direction, then check the clock and see if you're on the clock or not.
That's right.
Because you might be prepping for the next game right now.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to for you to decide.
It's true.
Is this truck ready to go and make the next
Make the
step,
next
or
step.
are you just
Mhm.
prepping? Because I know it ain't as simple as it seems to be out there when you
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Shaking
it's
and
time.
But
moving.
it's better to have it and not need it than to what.
Having it needed. Not having it needed.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
Yep.
got to be ready for the next game.
That's true.
If you ain't already in the game,
It's true.
you know what I mean.
I agree.
So that's the challenge.
Yeah.
Every decision you make need to be focused on: am I getting closer to my
Mhm.
destination, or am I getting further away?
Yeah.
If you can answer those questions every day, keep doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be
absolutely.
golden.
I agree.
My buddy right here, making leaps and bounds to get where you're going. It ain't about. It's not about if. It's just about when.
Yep. It's timing.
Get
The
already
most
working.
expensive thing. It's about time.
About time.
I
And
agree.
with that being said, Caleb, it's about time, baby.
That's been a good
About
first
time.
episode, baby.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank y'all for joining me inside the den episode one. Hey, it might have been off to a rough and rocky start. I probably got 3 different versions of this video streaming. The phone done cut off. That means that's the second round of Instagram. YouTube is still going strong. How are we looking on Facebook? Huh? Twitch. We weren't on Facebook at all. So I had to upload it on Facebook. But hey, it comes with growing pains.
Oh, absolutely.
Anytime we're getting ready to go to the next level, it comes with growing pains. So we're definitely going to tighten this thing up, and we're going to get more proficient with this in the weeks to come. The next show is going to be next Saturday. And if you're in town, if you're available, you're more than welcome to come back. This is my co-host Tommy.
Yes,
He
sir.
more than likely will be here. If not, then we're gonna keep it moving. But I did enjoy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Hey, man,
This
that was
was
an awesome conversation, man. I didn't know exactly how it was gonna go,
Right.
but I think it turned out well.
Absolutely.
It did, man.
I agree.
we all had, not only did we all have insight, but we all took gems from each other as well. Like
Right.
we all had a realization at some point throughout all of the conversations we've had, man.
That's true.
I applaud it. I heavily applaud it.
So without further ado, we're just gonna wrap it up, and we will see y'all next time, Saturday, 3:30, inside the den. and will be announcing the guests and all that kind of stuff in days to come and weeks to come. So y'all can follow me on YouTube, Inside the Den. Like my channel, subscribe. You can go to Instagram, Inside the Den. Follow me on Instagram. You can go to Facebook, Inside the Den, and follow me on Facebook as well. I'm on Twitter, Inside the Den, to be able to get more in connection to what I got going on. And hey, y'all can comment, y'all can like, subscribe. Let me know how y'all what y'all thought about it. What topics y'all want to hear. What topics y'all want to chime in on. We want to get it set up. We can do some virtual over the phone views as well. Some people in other states. I want my brother to come on the show. He's in Mississippi. Darrell, Ontario's brother. Your other guy that was on the phone. Hey man, look, I want to get everybody on here that can have a conversation with us, man, and get us a chance to talk. Inside the Den. So if that's you, hit me up, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll definitely see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel, Inside the Den. As for now, this is your boy Daniel Lyons and Evans signing out. Until next time. Peace.